Okay, so if I have your position correct, your position is that a person cannot get a conditional sentence for a sexual offense against a child. Do I have that right?
Child-specific sexual offenses are subject to a mandatory minimum penalty, which renders them ineligible for a conditional sentence order. That's my position.
My understanding is that a number of those mandatory minimums have been struck down. So is your position that a person cannot get a conditional sentence order under, say, Section 151 of the Code or Section 271, sexual assault, if that is a sexual offense against a child? Is that your position?
The broad-scale proposition about child sexual offenders is that people who are convicted with respect to a sexual offense against a child are subject to a mandatory minimum penalty, and anyone who's subject to a mandatory minimum penalty is not eligible for a conditional sentence order, such as house arrest.
Strictly from a justice perspective, the person who is the victim of sexual offense, the child is literally imprisoned psychologically for life. Are you saying that child who's imprisoned for life psychologically, that the punishment for the person who offended against them should be that they serve house arrest for under 2 years? Is that your position?
That is not my position, and so I want to make sure that the record is clear. A person who has been convicted of a sexual offense against a child is actually subject to a mandatory minimum penalty, and therefore a conditional sentence order is not available to them. So the possibility of house arrest doesn't exist. The possibility of house arrest doesn't exist. The possibility of house arrest doesn't exist.